Hey, what's up, you amazing hacker? How are you doing? No, really, how are you doing? That's a question that's not asked nearly often enough in our field. And today I want to make you aware of the fact that mental health is a really big issue in our field. There are several factors into play that make it so that mental health, first of all, isn't really talked about. That's a bad thing. And second of all, we as hackers tend to not take care of ourselves as good as we should. You know that, I know that, our sleep patterns know that, our eating patterns know that, our hot pocket collection knows that. We have to be able to take better care of ourselves, and especially with the holidays nearing, I really want to talk about this because I am not perfect either, and I really have a lot of issues with this field. Doesn't mean that I don't enjoy it. No, of course not. Doesn't mean that I want to be a complaining Nelly. No, of course not. But I really want you to know that you're not alone because I have a feeling that I am not alone either. That there's a lot of amazing hackers out there like me who keep having problems with this. First of all, is imposter syndrome. Even after years of studying, you can still feel like you've done nothing, like you've achieved nothing, and that is because the things that you know are very, very normal to you. If you do a math formula and you're a mathematician, it's going to be a hell of a lot easier. Well, it's going to be super impressive for the general public. So that is something to think about and something that we should all deal with, in my opinion. I am not one who's going to tell you what you need to do and what you don't need to do and what you should stop doing. But I really do think it would help if we stopped focusing on what we have to learn so much and go with the flow a lot more. That's harder than it seems. It's a lot harder. Going with the flow means giving up that sense of, oh, I really, really need to do this or that or this or that, or I need to learn this or that. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't set goals for yourself and set dates for those goals. Make them smart, specific, measurable, achievable, etc. So make your goals smart, but still make them achievable. A lot of people skip that step, it seems. They want to be a pen tester within a year. Alright, but do you have a plan for that? How are you going to follow that? How are you going to know if you're on track for your plan? All of these things come into play and they make it so that we get this feeling of learning a lot, but also not learning anything at all. That is why it's really important that you keep notes for yourself, keep blogs for yourself, show your progression to yourself. We also should stop comparing ourselves to others. I know that you know this, I know that everybody knows this, but I'm gonna repeat it anyway. We didn't all get the same chances. We didn't all get the same start in life. There are so many different factors that influence success, yet we compare ourselves to successful people and we want to be just like them often. And that is not a great attitude. In fact, that can bring on a lot of bouts of depression, which is normal because you're comparing yourself to this major, major statue of a person and you think that that person is near perfect. Well, I have news for you, my friend. They bleed red when you cut them. Everybody bleeds red, unless you have a rare genetic disease that I haven't really heard about yet, but I should look into because that sounds cool. But most people, I assume, would bleed red, and most people go to the shitter and they take a dump and it stinks. That's what I imagine most people do. Especially now that and I know it's not like, I don't want to sound egotistical, but it's like I've gotten a little bit of fame. I've got 90,000 followers on Twitter now, which is freaking amazing. But it made me realize that I am also just a person, and you guys look up to me, which is also really strange for me. It's really freaking strange because I don't feel any different. I would have thought that, oh, if I get just 25,000 subscribers on YouTube, I will feel different. If I get 50,000 on Twitter, I will feel different. But no, the difference never came. There is a big difference though, and that is self-acceptance that I've learned. I've learned to be humble yet proud. I'm proud of what I've learned and I can look behind me and I can see the road I've traveled because, my friends, the road you're about to travel or are traveling is full of pitfalls. I'm sure that you've realized this by now. Those pitfalls, you don't have to go through them alone, and it doesn't matter how often you fall either. All of us fall all of the time. We're just too much of a bastard to admit it. Because let's be real, we all fuck shit up all the time. It's normal, it's human, that's how we learn. I don't like to call it mistakes, I like to call it experience. Some people get experience 20 times in a row for the same thing, but it's still experience, they're learning from it. Is it the right type of experience for them? I don't know, that's their thing, that's what they have to figure out, of course. But they're learning, they're experiencing, so they are growing. Growing is what it is all about for me at the moment. I have a life view, at this moment at least, where I think that growing as a person is one of my life goals right now. So I can help others. That's why I want to do this as well, why I want to teach a lot and why I wanted to speak to you today. Because I know that a lot of people are suffering from it. Mental health issues in the IT business are super high, and recently Stack Overflow did a survey in which at least a quarter of people, I believe, indicated to have some sort of mental health issues, not least of each being burned out. Burned out is one of the worst feelings there is when it comes to work relationships, because you don't want to work anymore at all. Even getting up feels like chore. Even fucking getting a glass of soda is like, do I really want to do that? I mean, I'm on the sofa right now. There's soda in the fridge, but do I really want to get up because it's across the room? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I have to still mow the lawn. I'll do that next week. That's what burnout almost feels like, at least for me. That's what I had. Those experiences where everything felt like a chore and I didn't really want to do anything anymore. Right now, thankfully, I feel decent, but I am still depressed. I'm not gonna lie about that, of course. Like, I see no reason to lie about that. I still feel depressed often. Don't feel sad for me, because I can handle it. I can handle this feeling of depression. I have people around me, I have animals around me, I have a goal in life now, I have a purpose, and that is one of the big things for me, is having that purpose. But I work myself to death almost. Like, I keep working late into the night, which is also not good. You all know that. You all know that you should sleep well. But did you know that just a few hours of extra sleep can give you a lot higher concentration levels? So you're actually doing yourself a disservice by staying up later, because your concentration levels diminish, meaning that you will be less efficient in that time that you're awake. Overall, if you sleep better, your time will be used more efficiently and you'll have more gains from it. So that's something to think about. Now, when it comes to food, my friends, you can't live off of pizza. And I know that some Italian people might disagree with me here, but pizza is not something you can eat forever. Jesus, although you can put a lot of toppings on pizza, that's not a big problem, I guess. Some of you are having a bad eating pattern, I know that. Some of you are eating very healthy as well, and I can only commend you for that. But for those of you with a bad eating pattern, know that you need fuel to think, and people who work with their hands have a very visible consumption of energy. People who think a lot don't have that visible consumption of energy, meaning that they're also much less likely to be appreciated for being tired. Oh, you worked all day, but you sat on your ass and stared at a computer all day. That's not working. I worked with my hands all day. Yeah, but thinking is also something that can be extremely tiring. Like, let's be real, thinking is not something that you can just do out of the blue. You need to write documentation, you need to think about how to handle certain situations, risks, mitigations, test plans. All of those things are important. My friends, what I'm trying to say here is that you should really try to take care of yourself well, because I do think you matter. You really are amazing, and the road you're walking is full of pitfalls once again, but you never have to walk it alone. You have an entire rat pack that is ready to help you, so just reach out. There will be a link in the Discord, for Discord, I mean, of course, in the description below. There is a mental health channel. Speak up if you need help. Don't be afraid if you need private help. Say, hey, helper or mental health. I really need help here. Can you please speak to me private? And the funny thing is, you can even go talk to ChatGPT. ChatGPT has a really good way of helping people, better than some therapists, in my opinion. It's really funny that AI is getting better at therapists. Anyway, so yeah, take care of yourself, rats. Life is too precious, you're too precious, and it's not easy. I know that. Life isn't easy. It's not meant to be easy, because all things that are worthwhile are hard. And that sounds maybe idiotic, but think about it. If I give you a can of cola every day, you're going to appreciate it much less than if you work for that can of cola. So all of the things that are really worthwhile usually are hard to achieve. They take more time, they take a lot more energy, and that is something that you need to realize as well, my friend. Especially if you're watching this video this long, everything takes time. You need to give yourself time as well, and whatever time estimation you're giving yourself, you can be sure that it is wildly incorrect. We are humans, we are not good at predicting time estimations. That is just not our thing. I'm going to finish off with wishing everybody a happy holidays, my rats. I will probably be working over Christmas. I will be seeing family on Christmas evening, Christmas Day, but I'll still do some work. Over New Year though, you can all screw off, because then I'm gonna light some fireworks. That is my time. No, I'm just kidding, of course, but I am gonna light some fireworks though. I will potentially film it if you guys wanna see it, but that's not really for this channel. That's gonna go on the second channel. For now, I would like to thank every rat for being here. I really appreciate you being part of the Rat Pack. We are so strong together, and you show that to me time and time again. If you're suffering, reach out. You're not suffering alone. A lot of other people are suffering as well, and due to their suffering, due to your suffering, you sort of become an experienced expert on suffering and how to deal with it as well. So maybe if somebody else is reaching out and you have an idea, maybe you can talk to them if they're asking for it as well. You can always offer your help and be a listening ear. So if you have problems, if you want to talk about something, if you just want to throw it out, make a throwaway account, put it in the comments below, send me a mail at info@thexssrat.com, join our Discord server. I would love to speak to you on Christmas Eve, late here in Belgium, late of course. I'm going to do a pretty game night, so people who haven't really got any family for Christmas to go to, they can join us for a fun game night. We're just gonna have some fun, drink some beer, do the devil's lettuce, we will see. Anyway, my friends, I really appreciate you being here so much. I'm going to finish off this video now, and I'm going to go to bed as well, because I'm super tired. Thank you so much, my friends, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, amazing hackers.